Okay, so I thought I'd show a few techniques relating to the final. First thing I'll show is making a chain. So I'll go to solid, torus. There's other ways to do this. You could do a sweep one rail with an ellipse and a circle, but torus is the easiest way. And I'm not going to worry about scale, absolute scale. I'll just do relative scale because I don't know how big this scene is, and I don't have your chair in front of me. Select this and type zoom. Say selected. There we go. And I'm going to select this, and my F10 doesn't work with my video recording software on, so I have to type points on. And I'm just going to say, you can drag or box around points, and you can say 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, using my arrow keys here. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. If your arrow keys are not working like that, you might have to hold down Alt, and it means that you didn't set them up right. We set them up the first day of class, I think, second day of class, under the options, and then modeling aids, and then nudge. But I'm not going to go into that. You should be set up by now. If not, try holding down Alt or Option with the arrow keys. So there's a basic link. We could maybe select these and go 1, 1, and then I'm going to hit, oddly enough, my F11, which is the same as typing points off, works with my with my video recording software on. It's just my points on doesn't work. So then I need another one of these going the other way, and I want it same size, so I'll just say edit copy, edit paste. You could type in copy and paste. You could do Control C, Control V. There's lots of ways to do it. And then we want to rotate it. So the best view to rotate it in is one perpendicular to it. So the right view is looking right down here. So the right view is kind of over here. And front view would rotate wrong way. So might involve some trial and error if you're having trouble visualizing, but basically I'm going to use my right view. I'm going to type in rotate. And I have two identical copies here, so because I did the copy paste. Click there, holding down shift I get 90 and 90. Still holding down shift, and I click. Cool. So now I have two in the same spot. I just have to maybe go to the top view, and I might go to something like shaded in the top view, or maybe X-ray. And then control nudge, so control arrow keys is a micro nudge. So I think that's close enough. So now you could select both of these, type in group if you want to, just to keep it clean. And then you array them. So I'll just do a sample array and type in, select it and type in array. I don't know how many you'll want, depends. X is this direction, Y is this direction. So X20, let's just go with that. Y1, that means that we're only going to have this one. We're not going to have additional like rows up here. Z is, towards you or away from you. 1 is what we want. And then X spacing, or first reference point. You could probably do this more cleanly than what I'm going to do, but I'll start here. And you can always try again, but I'm going to go to about there. And actually I'm intersecting a little bit, so I'm actually going to go down here. Rather than hitting enter to accept, I'm going to say redo the X spacing by clicking here. And maybe I will click there. I have near on, which is always a dangerous thing to have on. And then I'm going to click midpoint there. And I think that's probably close enough. So there's my chain. And I say enter to accept. Okay, I mentioned cage editing in class the other day, and that might be a way to dip this chain a bit. So I'm going to select everything, type in group, This is a cool technique to know about anyway. So now it's all one group. And then I'm going to select it and type in cage edit. And basically a cage is something that goes around something, and if you move the cage, then the object within it moves. And so rather than adjusting control points for every little chain or link, it just kind of it's kind of hard to describe, but basically if you move the cage, the object moves within, and so you can move complex objects using a simple object. So now it says select your control object. If you'd already made a box around this, that would have been fine. I'm just going to say bounding box. That's going to say it's going to create an invisible box around it that basically is shrunk wrapped to the extents. And then it says coordinate system, and you want to choose world in this case. And this is just how many control points do you want. I'm going to leave it at default and just hit enter again. And then it says region to edit, and you're just going to go with global. So now we get these little control points in here, and we can drag a box around them. And I'm going to shift nudge down in the front view. Might be your right view, depending on what you're doing. And it thinks for a little while, and voila, you get this really cool gravity effect. And it takes a little while on my machine. It thinks and thinks, because there's lots of little things to edit. And then I'm just going to click away and type in points off. And now we have a nice little bent chain. And you can delete this. So if that method gives you trouble, then don't use it. But so you might save your scene beforehand, because it can make things go a little slow or whatever. But as you can see, I'm back to running pretty fast now, even though I made that change. So I've got just a simple polyline here. I'm going to work on the hood. Not going to do anything special because I've already showed it in class, and I haven't checked whether this is the accurate profile. You're going to want to go off the main image for that, but I just want to show the technique while I'm going through techniques here. And so I need to maybe smooth this off a bit, and I'll type in fillet and find some good radius. It just depends on your scene. What's going to smooth this thing out? I'm going to type in or hit enter to repeat the fillet command. Hit enter again. So now we've got kind of a smooth edge for that. Enter again, and actually change my radius to maybe 0.5. Enter again, or I could be right clicking, enter. This is how the fillet command works. Remember, fillet edge is different than fillet. Fillet works on 2D line work. Fillet edge works on 3D. Edge means 3D. Enter again, and I might change the radius to like 2 inches. Here, and again, that's all going to be relative to your scene. So now maybe I'll try offsetting this, because if I revolved this right now, I'd get infinitely thin geometry. It would just be, it wouldn't be planar in that it's not gonna, there's going to be nothing flat, but it would have no thickness, and we want thickness to this lampshade. So I'm going to type in offset, distance 0.18. Let's see how that works. So I'll select well, I want everything at once, so I'm going to select everything and type in offset. Oh, is it not going to let me do everything all at once? Here's what I need to do, is select all these and type in join. There we go. Now when I type in offset, there we go. Now I don't have to do every stupid little one, and then trim. So this will go this side, this will go this side. I want to probably offset to the inside. I click, and there we have it. So now we just have to go line and make sure our object snap is on. Make sure end is on. Go here to there. So not the perfect profile, but kind of a nice one. It adds a little shadow line. This does not need a line because when we revolve, we're going to not even care. I'm going to right click up here and go to shaded. Zoom all. I'm going to go to wireframe. There we go. So now I'll go back to shaded. And so I can see the solid when it pops up. And I'll select this. Type in join. So it's all one thing. It says 3 curves joined into one curve. And I type in revolve. Select this curve. Enter. Start of axis, so that's where you want to revolve around. We get a really weird shape if we did anything to the left of this point. If we do anything to the right of this point, we're going to get a hole in the back of the lamp. So we're going to go right to that point using object snap on end, holding down shift. Then it says, where do you want to start? It asks you down here, 0 is where you want to start. And then where do you want to end? Obviously 360 is where you want to end. You don't want to go before that. And this is not going to be an accurate shape, I can already tell. There. So we do get nice shadow lines in here, and that adds to the realism, as I was saying in class. But this isn't obviously accurate to the assignment, so it just shows the technique, and that's fine. But it does give you a nice lampshade.